I think GB News is like, I think a lot of people got misconceptions on it. But I do think
it's
maybe
it's good to have some branding advice from a man drinking out of a fucking folded paper cup.
and a dog shit bag.
Dog shit bag.
Which is
You know what your image needs? You know what your image needs? You need to be a little bit more rough, a bit more, of the people.
And it's biodegrading into the Jameson, so it tastes a little bit more like petrol. I think I'm starting to see things.
I think you should see a fucking doctor.
Yeah, I got a bum hole. So what? Yeah, I got a bum hole. That's hot. Leave that in. And welcome to another episode of the Three Speech Podcast. I am the man from Isfahan.
I've been do it again.
Why?
Why?
I was just put it on you for the whole thing.
That's fine.
It's fine. Leave it. Don't put it. Anyway, Leo's here.
Slick.
Yeah, well, it was good. How much have you drunk, Mooch?
2 pints.
Anyway, the point is, I'm here with a controlled opposition, Leo KEARSE.
Whoa, yeah, believe the media.
Birdcan can't be here today. And as ever, behind the camera, producer extraordinaire, the Neruda Mimura, it's Mooch.
The Gash Bomb King.
Today we are going to cover the following topics. Is this cheap to keep a folded up Five Guys cup? Is this in fact scam of the year? Unlimited. I go to any Five Guys in the world and
you can get unlimited Five Guys Coca-Cola all over your trousers because it's leaking because it's a folded up paper cup.
Yeah, well, I'm going to sellotape the bottom. We're also going to be discussing
I recorded all of that beforehand.
Oh, did you? Okay, well, that's going to be a Patreon-only episode. We're gonna be discussing Louis C.K. came to Top Secret. You're homophobic if you don't go watch a new gay romantic comedy. The World Economic Forum is fixing Google results. Nonce of the week, and there was something else, but the gas bombs kicked in. I forgot.
Yeah.
So that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, you were at last night. Louis C.K. came down to Top Secret.
Louis C.K. turned up. You know what? It was kind of I was meant to MC on Sunday, and then I got a message saying, you're not MCing anymore. I was like, why not? He said, well, Mark's MCing now. And I was like, okay, so that means Nico's MCing down upstairs. Anyway, Mark wanted to MC because Louis C.K. was there.
Yeah.
So I turned up, obviously, to watch Louis C.K.
Yeah.
And he was decent. And then I opened.
So far, this is a very unthrilling anecdote. Does it get better?
No.
Well, I opened. I went on. They told me to fill in time, and I went. I'm just filling in time while Louis C.K. wanks in front of the audience upstairs.
We could play the video.
Yeah, play the video. It's funny.
Well, talk amongst yourselves while I.
It's sort of better when Darius says it because on the video, you're the one who's laughing.
No, you know they are. You know they've ruined the sound in that on the video.
Oh, that. Oh, look at,
they don't make the audience.
Is this on? Is this on?
They are laughing in the video. You mad?
Well, that's like because Comedy Store had the same thing. Like the sound feed would just come through the mixing desk from the mic you're speaking into, so you wouldn't get any audience. You wouldn't hear the audience noise.
Definitely 100% true for the Comedy Store. I'm not sure about Top Secret.
Up the
Top
creek
Secret
as well. They don't have a. It's just called miking the audience. It's not hard.
Yeah. But it's an extra mic. Like the Top Secret, they just have a video camera on.
Oh, really? They don't even have it mic'd up?
Well, there's a mic on the video camera.
And that's what they use?
I think now they take the audio feed from the... Anyway, this discussion...
Riveting.
Anyway, But you know what was interesting about seeing Louis C.K.? What surprised me?
Yeah.
He wasn't amazing, and it was surprising because every time I've seen a celebrity there, like Jack Whitehall or someone, they're losing their shit.
Yeah.
So I know he's been kind of cancelled, but not really cancelled. But it's definitely correlated into the fact that a lot of people, or at least the Top Secret audience, don't know him anymore. They literally don't know him because he
really?
They didn't know him.
I thought Top Secret was probably one of the most sort of like on the pulse audiences there are.
Man, it's
all young people.
It was strange. He had to.
Oh, so what you're saying is we're just past it.
Well, man, like he was last sort of big. You know when he had his TV show and his films and everything. That was like what 5 years ago.
5 years ago, and a lot of them are like just students, 18, 20. So they've been 15. They didn't find out.
Yeah, they're too busy watching ISIS beheading videos then.
But what was interesting is he had to actually work for the laughs.
Right.
So it's kind of like some of it was.
Have you ever considered doing that?
I'm fucking. I'm good. I've been killing it.
Ollie Crease with a fucking killer.
Another new Ollie Crease video dropped
Crease.
today.
There's a new one?
There's a new one attached.
What's it about?
It was a good one.
Tesco's. Tesco's work because you can't call it Oriental anymore. It's just world foods.
Oh yeah. He goes. Wait, he goes. So work. They've changed the Oriental aisle to world food. When Martians come down, they're gonna call it Martian aisle. I mean, it's funny when they did it.
It's funny because it's mocking you.
Yeah.
Well done, Newton.
Actually, legit, that fade bit still makes me laugh. He's got a fucking fade.
Yeah, that's a funny. I'm using that.
yeah.
I'm using that. That's funny. That's a funny bit.
That's funny.
Anyway, we're referencing something that was in last week's podcast, so we should probably talk about something that'd be relevant to anybody who's just tuning in.
Anyway,
the Louis C.K. thing. So the thing is, what I noticed with Louis C.K. is, so he got cancelled, a few years ago, but it wasn't a complete cancellation. It wasn't like Jimmy Savile. He didn't die. He wasn't like locked away or anything like that. So basically, Louis C.K. What he did was he was in a green room and he asked. There was two female comedians. Man, this is a testament to his skill as a comedian that even his sex crimes are hilarious. He asked these two female comedians, do you mind if I wank off in front of you? And they were like, sure, yeah, like thinking he was joking. And then he did. He got his cock out and wanked off in front of them. And I think he blocked the door, which is bad,
No, that's apparently not true.
Oh, is it not true?
What happened?
What the fuck are they complaining about then?
They're complaining about the position of power.
He wanked off
What's
in front
the
of
point?
me.
The whole point of getting power is he can wank off in front of people.
I agree.
Absolutely. This is why we ended up on that list, Mooch.
So what? What did he actually do? And bring up my video because it was funny.
Oh, I can't be fucked.
It's on my Instagram.
There are two female comedians.
Yeah.
But actually, man, they got a bit of like capital off it. They got a bit of like.
where are they now?
I think there's.
Well, they were bad at comedy. This is the problem.
I'm shocked to hear that someone who's bad.
Or were they ostracized from the industry because of powerful agents?
Listen, I've been ostracized from the industry. I'm still funny.
Ollie Crease.
I've got a new technique for my plastic.
Can we just focus on Louis C.K. for a
Focus
second?
on
Show him, what did he get cancelled
Well,
for?
you drink out of a plastic bag. As part of your...
My bag of wine!
Put the plastic inside and use that as the structure for the... Anyway, yeah. But yeah, so Louis C.K. then, like... obviously it blew up. One of the women wrote a blog or something, and it blew up that Louis C.K.'s film got cancelled. Louis C.K. said he lost like in the region of, I think it was $5 or $10 million.
He lost millions.
35 million.
35 million.
Of money.
Just like that overnight. Like
he had a film that didn't go, no touring for a year. Or longer, FX deal sort of basically done.
He had a sitcom like that. It was actually really good. That show, Louis, and I guess
I love that.
Did you ever watch it?
Yeah, man, I watched all of it.
Was it good?
Man, it was great. It was really fun, really quite dark and twisted, but very sort of real and human. But man, all his sort of sexual peccadillos were right up front in his thing. Even his film was called "I Love You, Daddy."
In fact, during his set, actually, I was watching, going, ooh. Surprised! What he did a few bits. Actually, his funniest joke is that he did on the night. He goes, I'm dating younger women now. Actually, he did his whole show that he's doing in Wembley. He did it over the hour.
And if you subscribe to our Patreon, you can watch it now.
You can if you subscribe to our
Patreon, by the medium of Darius.
You can watch me doing his set. He goes,
look, the inception involved in this is crazy.
Wait.
Darius,
his best joke was that
get the High Court lawyers involved.
No, but I would say I'm doing this material. That's the difference. The best he goes, man, I'm dating younger women now. When people say, "Oh, old men are perverts," because how do old men dating younger women perverts? I mean, that's natural. They're young women. They're hot.
It's the young women who are perverts.
It's the young women who are perverts. That's what he said. He said, they look at an old guy, go, look at that pervert. And he was like, that's what I want. He said, they're the perverts. It was really funny. And he did some other stuff where he's reading out the Bible. But it was interesting that, because you sent that, there was that review you sent in the group from the Telegraph. You got 3 stars.
Yeah.
And I
what?
felt, he got 3 stars a review in the Telegraph for his show, and it actually felt like a top secret. Like, he was working as a comedian, and a lot of them, like, he actually just had to work.
Right.
And he was good, but he wasn't like, if I didn't know that was Louis C.K., I wouldn't have been like, oh, this is the next coming. This is the greatest.
Yeah.
It was just decent.
To be fair to him, it's been hard working stuff out, I imagine.
Yeah.
But, he's tried to go and do some sets, and And
I shook his hand.
His entire, I know you're repeating a joke you're going to do here. He did his entire set, or he was working on a set. It all got leaked to online.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. Do you not remember? Basically, a couple of Christmases ago, the whole of his set, he had a set from Governors where he was talking about who the Parkland school shooting guys. And he had a bit in there where it's just going, well, basically you just pushed the fat kid in the way, and that's why Survivor. And that got a massive sort of uproar about it, and he got re-cancelled for some unfinished material that was.
But he's shown that fat people have a use to society.
Listen,
and he's quite fat.
Also, he's fat.
He is.
He's lost weight. He was nice. I could see he was nervous though. So his manager turned up before him, and that's why Robert Wright opened, because she happened to just see him perform. And an American lady called Leah, and he was hanging out in the Vietnamese restaurant across the road.
Oh yeah.
And I went there and I saw him. I went, should I go and harass him? He's just trying to. So I let him be. But just before he went on stage,
that must have been a big ask for you.
It was. I let him be. Anyway, just before he went on stage, I was outside the room, and he was standing there, and there's like a few comedians talking amongst themselves. And I could see he kind of felt awkward. So I was like, yeah, I'm Darius. Nice to meet you. Looking forward to seeing your set. And he was nice. And then I went downstairs and I did the 5 minutes before him. And I came out, and as I was coming out with him at the thing, I had a little chat, and I was like, I like this joke. And when I said that, I could tell, like, from a comedian point of view, he was into it. He was like, oh yeah, tell me like any tags or anything like that. Then he said, do you comedians go for drinks afterwards anywhere? And I was like, we're all autistic. Obviously not.
What?
Well,
So
I said, no, I didn't. I said,
turned down going for a drink with Louis C.K.?
No, I said, yeah, somewhere. Then is basically they all come with their managers, and their managers speed them away. So that woman was like,
manager took a look at you. Took a look at you getting a paper cup, a folded paper cup out of a bag, and thought, Louis, come on, this guy's going to ask you for $5.
No, well, why the fuck did she book Robert White then?
I'll tell you exactly why they booked Robert White.
You drink.
This is why they booked Robert White.
Here I am opening the show. It's good. Open.
Yeah. Thank you. A little standing whilst Louis C.K. wanks in front of the audience upstairs. Anyway, listen.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Don't think we're allowed to say that.
Good. Right in front of Louis C.K.
I shook his hand.
And at the end,
I shook his hand. And come on it. He's a nice guy. He's a nice.
I asked him to do the podcast actually from stage. They fucking.
Oh, sorry. He was in the room when you said that.
Obviously, I'm going to do it in front of him. I'm not a pussy.
God.
And then like
pussy.
But did you ask him to his face to do the podcast?
Yes, I asked him from stage. I went because the whole room they were fucking. When I was like, I gotta go because they started lighting me. There's only 5 minutes. The whole room was like, oh, you know when they audibly groaned. So I was like, listen, you in the room, Louis C.K., can I introduce you? I don't know why they didn't record it. It was the best bit. And then I said,
I think they probably stopped after this because, he's trying to come and do a set. And you're just like, remember why he got cancelled 2 years for wanking?
Yeah, he's a comedian. He should laugh at that.
Can we take the video down now? Because we've finished watching it.
Anyway, so I asked him on stage, and I asked him walking up to stage, and he went, I don't really do podcasts, and I'm kind of busy tomorrow and the next day. I went, why? He went, I'm doing Hammersmith, Apollo, and Wembley. I went, yeah. I said, yes.
Well, we could maybe move something.
Yeah. I said, listen, Mooch will give you a spot on a Ding Dong Gong show if you're lucky.
Yeah,
he would love that.
Yeah,
he probably would.
Just dicks everywhere.
Yeah.
It'd get voted off instantly by
what I noticed with Louis C.K. So previously, like a couple of years ago, he was going to make a comeback tour, and there was like venues in the north of England. I can't remember.
Leeds.
Wardrobe.
I can't remember what the Wardrobe.
It was in Leeds.
And also Angel.
But they were going to put him on, and then there's this big backlash from shit nerdy fucking open mic comedians who never get anywhere, but they're like they want to destroy everybody else. Yeah. And they were all like, "Oh, we can't have Louis C.K. Oh, you consensually masturbate in front of adult women, and you're not allowed to do that apparently."
If only he'd have done it at a school wearing a wig.
Oh yeah, if he'd been dressed as a fucking drag queen, going and teabagging 5-year-olds, teaching them about fucking rimming and stuff, then like, it's so good, so brave, so good.
Never,
oh,
so work.
So work.
Only Chris.
Never too early to learn about rimming. That's what I say.
Yeah. But like, cause like all the comedians, all the shit comedians came out and they're like, ooh, and like even like proper comedians were saying like, ooh. And
well, actually, on the Facebook Comedy Collective or something. They were moaning about, I would never go and watch Louis C.K. for £1 in that group in the comedians.
Well, yeah, there's still some shit comedians. So this time round, there's some shit comedians saying like, yeah, one of them was like, well, he's obviously not doing very well if he's over here doing a night that's £1 because Top Secret on a Sunday or Monday or whatever is £1 to get in. But and then they have like a bucket, so the audience pay what they.
I think the Jameson's mixed
think it's
with
worth-
the plastic and turned into some.
Yeah,
sort
that's
of
the
vapor.
what do you expect? Drinking out of a fucking bin. You're drinking out of a bin.
But it's turned into some chemical reaction. It tastes like
That's
petrol.
not even. That's a fucking dog poo bag or something. What are you doing?
Well, Mooch gave me it.
No, I didn't.
What is that?
I emptied. That's a dog shit bag.
You're drinking out of a dog shit bag.
Yeah, but it's clean.
It's not. It's a dog shit bag.
to be
Yeah, it's
fair,
not got dog shit in it.
Yeah, but like, I mean, it's designed to hold dog shit. It's not designed
but what's
for.
happened is the Jameson has mixed and caused the chemical reaction.
Because those things break down. They're biodegradable. They're
Yeah,
compostable.
and it's biodegradable. It tastes like shit now.
Well, now it's biodegrading into your fucking Jamesons, and you're eating something that's designed to hold dog poo. It's not designed for human consumption.
There's a comic friend of mine who went to Louis C.K. and he loves Louis.
Who?
I'm not gonna say the name. And
So we say it
Just
on
say
the
the name.
Patreon.
I'll say it in the Patreon.
Don't think
And he was like, "This guy's my hero," blah blah blah. And then when he saw Robert White opening for him, he was just like, "This guy was slagging off Louis C.K. in the middle of all of this shit." And I'm just
Was
gonna,
he?
yeah,
was
that's
he?
that's what I've been told. I'm gonna go have a little look for it now, but
Yeah.
that would be
The thing is, Louis C.K.
delicious.
didn't choose Robert White. What happened is that manager, the Leah woman, she got there about an hour before. So she was there. I was upstairs and she watched the show upstairs and she saw him open and she just instantly said, "Oh, would you like to do this?"
Right.
So she didn't see anyone else. She just said, "Oh, yeah." And he had no choice in it. He
Well, he
just
could said no.
Well, yeah, but he didn't know. He's just taking her word for it, and he thought he was good.
Man, we should dress up as managers and go into comedy clubs and be like, "Hey, son, you want
you should open for
do you
what's
want to
called-"
open for
And they
Bill,
just and they just turn up and it's like, I have no idea.
do you want to open for Bill Cosby?" But yeah, what I noticed was, so this time around, there's still some like shit comedians. Like, so there's one on the forum saying, "Darius, focus." There's one on the forum saying, "Why are you drinking it?"
I've got to finish it now.
Well, anyway,
I'm listening. And I'm
all right,
listening.
all right. Well, there's one
on the forum.
There's one on the forum saying like, oh, well, if Louis C.K.'s doing this like £1 a ticket night, things obviously aren't going well for him. And it's like, man, he's playing like Wembley.
Who's
And
that?
the bar-
I've got-
Who said that?
some mom.
If you
Just
go
some mom.
Facebook,
not a real comedian, like a shit.
So fair play to Louis, because so basically when he said he wanted to go down, usually what happens is the celebs say they want to go down, and Top Secret list them as they ask him, "Do you want me to increase the price for you so it's more your thing, and do you want me to put you as Top Secret guest so no one knows who you are?" He went, "No, just fuck it. I'll do it on the £1, and I'll do it as a." He had his fucking face, like the pictures is Robert White, Mark Cram, and Louis C.K. on the lineup on the bill, £1. That's a fucking amazing, man. To be fair, I mean, listen, he didn't wank in front of me, but he was nice and he was respectful to the club, and he sent out an email today saying, "Oh, I did my first gig here. I did Top Secret. It's like the best club he's done in years." So that was. He just treated the club with respect.
And what I noticed, there's a lot of sort of proper comedians who've like made it, like Tom Lucy, posting, "Oh, I'm going to see Louis C.K., posting Instagram stories, at the Apollo and stuff." So openly, without fearing any sort of backlash from horrible, shitty, judgmental mongs.
But there was a load of comedians came down just to like, basically, I got told, he went, "Listen, don't tell anyone that Louis C.K. is playing. I'm telling you because you got bumped." I went, "Okay." As soon as I got off the phone, I got a message from Leo saying Louis C.K. is playing the thing. I went, "How do you know?"
Well, they emailed it out.
Yeah, but they emailed it out about half an hour afterwards. And then anyway, then they emailed it out as well, yeah. But then there was a lot of comedians there as well. There's like the whole back standing at the back was all comedians.
I had Ding Dong Gong show and I was like, who can I get to do this? Like in 2 minutes
It was
time.
worth going, and we saw his whole show.
Yeah,
and his whole show will be good. It will be better.
I'd rather see it at Top Secret than at Wembley.
It
where
was
it's
good. It
just
was
gonna be
decent, man.
huge.
I think as the only thing I think it was harder at Top Secret because he was coming in after 2 halves, so like an hour in, people had been there for an hour. Then he was doing half an hour and 40 minutes on top. And I think for his fans, doing just one clean hour will actually be a better show because the energy will be there throughout.
Talking of comedians being judgmental and judging people and stuff. So Paul Sinha tweeted today.
This is interesting. I like Paul as well, and I think he's very funny.
Man, I used to get on with Paul, but then he just suddenly decided I was a fascist or whatever. You know what I mean? Which actually is a fascist thing to do. If you sort of dehumanize and delegitimize someone, you're being a fascist
I wonder which
yourself.
of your fascist views the way it made you think you were fascist about.
I don't know.
You fucking Ollie Crease. Stop being fascist. It's a work. It's a work.
Anyway.
What did he say? Go on.
Paul Sinha, he's famous for being on The Chase. He's like one of the guys.
He's not well, is he?
He's got some.
Parker.
Yeah.
He's actually a really good cook. He's fucking hilarious. He's
I've heard
really
Man,
good.
he's not.
He is really
No,
good.
he just talks. He's just got like he just talks.
He's not. He's
Nah,
just
man, he's
talks.
not. He just talks.
Leo's letting his latent racism come out now.
Nah,
Paul Sinha is
what
a
the
great
fuck?
comedian.
And homophobia.
And homophobia. And hatred of game shows.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Leo hates fucking the chase. Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, see? He's good. He is good. Like really well tight, well written. And he used to be a GP. Go on, anyway. See.
I don't.
Well, read what he said.
It's not my kind of thing.
Listen. Leo's gonna read the tweet out. I'm throwing an olive branch out to
But
you,
he
Paul, to
just
come on the
talks.
pod. I don't think you talk. I think you've got.
He's
good
obviously
jokes.
not going to come on the pod.
He might
I
come
think
on
he's
the
blocked
pod.
us from
Yeah, he'll have blocked you.
the Free Speech account.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find him and find the tweet, but I can't find it.
Wait
Anyway.
a minute. If he's blocked me on my personal account, then I'm going to change everything.
Yeah. See if he's blocked you.
Yeah.
This mother-
Anyway, what he said, I'll read this out while you search
Yeah.
on Twitter. So he said, people are, of course, free to go on GB News. Oh, thanks, Paul. It's good to know that I'm free to do what I want to do and be where I want to be.
Nah, it still follows
says-
me. What a cool guy.
He says, people are, of course, free to go on GB News. I'm free to believe that by doing so, you are knowingly enabling far-right, racist, anti-LGBT agendas and will judge you accordingly.
Man, half of everyone on fucking GB News, including Leo, is LGBT.
Yeah, totally. I did a show last night. It had a gay man and a trans woman.
Gay man.
A gay man and a trans woman.
So what?
And we were discussing how bad gay conversion therapy was. I was the gay man and the trans woman. But
wait, we read the thing? Read.
that's it. It's a tweet. It's
And he said,
not an
no,
essay.
he's got a follow-up, doesn't he?
Oh, so he says, you of course are entirely free not to give a shit. I must stress the importance of the last line of that tweet.
I mean, listen, I've done GB News. What does he say it
You're a
is?
Nazi.
What does he say it is?
Far-right, racist, anti-LGBT.
I mean, that was the reasons I did it, plus the money. But it was mainly those. The money was an added bonus. You know what? I think a lot of people haven't actually seen GB News.
Yeah.
And no one's watched it. It's launched with the reputation, because it did market itself as that at first. But if you actually watch it, Ofcom exists in the UK, so it has to be pretty impartial. So
Yeah.
it's down the middle. The only thing I would say, if GB News actually, what I think, my classic thing for everything, they should rebrand and get rid of the British flag.
Why?
And
I
just
just
put the
think-
Nazi one up there. Like,
Yeah. I just think the GB, the actual flag, the colours
Man,
of the flag.
even the
is-
Labour Party are using the Union Jack. They're branding with the Union Jack.
Well,
It's not.
I think GB News is like, I think a lot of people got misconceptions on it. But I do think
It's
maybe
good. It's
the
good to
flag-
have some branding advice from a man drinking out of a fucking folded paper cup.
and a dog shit bag,
Dog shit bag.
which is
you know what your image needs? You know what your image needs? You need to be a little bit more rough, a bit more, of the people.
And it's biodegrading into the Jameson, so it tastes a little bit more like petrol. I think I'm starting to see things. Maybe
I think you should see a fucking doctor.
I'm gonna go to Five Guys and I'm gonna ask them to swap this car.
Your cup made me feel bad.
That's funny.
Your cup gave me the shits.
It hasn't. I just was spelling his name wrong.
Yeah. Well. There you
Oh,
go.
so yeah. Oh well.
Well,
There-
but that's
there
it,
we
Paul.
go.
You've got an open invite to come on the pod. I think you should come on. I'd like to chat to you and we can discuss this, because I don't think I don't think it is racist. I don't think it is far right, and I think
I don't know. I
you've
think you're
misjudged
that
it.
small-minded that you're just going to like hate on an idea that exists about GB News that only exists in your imagination. It's like, why don't you shove it up your arse and fuck off?
Well, a lot of people think that. That's what a lot of people online, they think this and they say, "Oh, you do this," but clearly that's not happening.
Yeah.
And they don't react with the reality of what is actually happening.
Yeah. If anything, GB News has got a left-wing bias. That's certainly how I feel.
It's got too many bummers on it, that's for sure.
Oh, gee.
Well, that's going to have to get clipped.
No, I'm not saying
That's gonna
bummers
help.
is in
What's
gay
wrong
men.
with-
I'm
what's
saying
wrong with saying bummers.
yeah.
You can't say fucking bummers.
Why not?
Why not?
It's like a
What if you
homophobic
just
slur.
no? Because it was
But-
not. You're homophobic for thinking it's a homophobic slur. Because I was talking about men who have anal sex with women. Bummers.
Clip it up.
Ah, Jesus. I'm not even the one committing the hate crimes. That's great. What else? Oh, talking of
talking about gays.
No, we're not. We weren't.
We were. No, oh no, we're
you
talking
said-
about women. Yeah, bummers mean women who like anal sex.
Can you stop saying it?
But the point is,
We had I used to
Bros
school
is
with
a
guy
new
called Richard Summers.
Bros is a new gay romantic comedy that has been released, and it's apparently, unfortunately, not done very well at the box office. And this isn't due to the fact that I've seen no advertising for it or heard about it or anything about it. It's due to homophobes not watching this hilarious new romantic comedy.
Well, I just don't understand why heterosexual men and women aren't identifying with this love story between two gay men.
Well, I mean, no, like Brokeback Mountain was probably popular.
That wasn't really a rom-com.
But I just don't
It
understand
was
why.
only a rom-com if you're very far right.
I just don't understand why no one's watching romantic comedies because they're shit. That's
Yeah.
why.
Bros writer and star Billy Eichner has blamed the film's poor box office performance over its opening weekend on rampant homophobia across the US. Why is RuPaul's Drag Race doing so well then?
That's a great point. Yeah,
Why is
RuPaul's...
RuPaul like? Why is Queer Eye for the Straight Guy just is like one of the most successful TV shows?
And
why is Strictly Come Dancing
This morning.
still like? Yeah,
There's other
this
ones.
is- yeah.
Why is Leo's YouTube channel doing so well? 20,000+ subscribers.
Last
how many
night, I
subscribers
snuck
have you
in
got?
and sat
30,
in the back
37.
of a sold-out theatre playing Bros in LA. The audience howled with laughter, start to finish, burst into applause at the end, and some were wiping away tears as they walked out. It was truly magical. Really, I'm very proud of the movie. Well, that's fine.
Man,
But
sometimes...
is that the guy who wrote it?
Yeah.
That's the guy who made it.
Yeah.
Oh, man, well, that's funny you should say that because I walked into Wembley Stadium and they were playing Three Speech Pod on a big screen and everybody was throwing their soiled underpants and masturbating to climax.
That was Lucy K. you watching.
Yeah.
it's... Like,
I mean, it's look. You know how you said they didn't. You haven't seen any of the advertising.
but maybe it's not out in the UK yet.
Well, you know what?
No. This is it. This is what he's doing. It's like, it's basically okay, cool. We can probably save a bit of money, and we can blame it on. It's because gay stories about gay topics or gay theatre. People love theatre, and that's musical theatre is basically all gay people. The pink pound is strong. I think it's a weak excuse, sort of going, cool. Everyone's homophobic.
Yeah, also, why
but
isn't the gay audience
I don't think
not coming?
even they think that. I think it's just okay, cool. This is a rallying cry. Just further perpetuating identity politics. If you are of this, if you don't like these people, you have to come and watch this. If you don't like this, you have to go and watch that.
And
it's
everybody's
just
getting
stupid.
sick of it. And also all the people who make a fuss like, we should have Bros. Somebody should do a romantic comedy with just gay dudes. Then they won't actually go and see it. They just want to scream about it on Twitter.
Yeah, that's the thing. No one... It's like, why is it the straight people are the homophobes? What you're saying is not enough gay people in America.
Yeah, what about the gay people, all the Democrat voters? They're the ones.
is
Like,
the same
Republicans were
argument.
never going to go and
This is
see it in the first place.
Same argument for the WNBA. So
Yeah.
the WNBA is
That's Women's National Basketball
is
Association.
basically subsidized by the NBA.
Right.
And no women only men go to watch it. The proportion of men who go to watch the NBA compared to the proportion of women to go to the WNBA is vastly different. And if women want equal pay on things like sport, then go watch it.
Yeah.
Because if no one is watching it, like women's tennis is paid pretty much equally now, but it's also watched pretty much equally.
Yeah.
And there's other industries where it's skewed, but you won't hear people moaning about it.
Mooch is making salient points.
Salient.
Protect nonces though. Like, always remember that.
Well, yeah.
Well, talking about
Protected nonsense.
mermaids.
Mermaids. So there's a youth trans charity called Mermaids, which I'm sure started with, honourable ideals of helping transgender youth and stuff. The trouble is, this issue has become sort of clouded by the fact that they're sort of railroading children into chemical and surgical transitioning, when actually, if you just wait and the child goes through puberty, that quite often resolves the issue, and they don't have to have a hysterectomy or what do you call it? A phallosectomy.
Phalloplasty.
Phalloplasty.
Oh, no, that means making it, doesn't it?
Yeah, dick removal. So they literally cut your dick off and create a vagina, or do a hysterectomy and create a penis out of your skin on your thigh and stuff.
So
But the point is, this guy literally spoke at a pro-pedophile conference.
Yeah.
And people are saying, maybe you're not in the best thing to be part of a children's charity.
he is also wearing one of Leo's shirts. Look at that.
He's got fantastic fashion sense. That's not why he's in trouble. But he spoke. So this charity, this paedophile charity, is called Before You Act. And it was founded in 2003 by a convicted child rapist. This is, I mean, what the fuck?
Do they mean before you act in like films and shit?
He was after you acted.
He was a bad faith actor.
Like, don't be like me. Don't join the after you acted and being in prison.
Yeah. He's like,
Be in the before you act charity.
so this guy, the Mermaids trustee, he gave a presentation titled Sexual Alignment, Critiquing Sexual Orientation, the Paedophile and the DSMV. So the DSMV, it's not the thing that, it's not the American version of the DVLA. It is basically sort of psychiatrist handbook of psychiatric terms, and sexual preferences and things come under that, sexual orientations. Probably, unless I made that up.
What was he saying then?
But he's also, they're trying to like rebrand paedophiles as minor attracted people.
Listen, if the paedophiles had any sense, they'd go back to NAMBLA, the North American Marlo Brando Love Association, and also North American Man-Boy Lover Association.
What's the Marlon
What if
Brando thing?
what if you're not?
Oh, you never seen that South Park?
Have you not seen it?
It's
Yeah.
one of the greatest South Parks
great.
ever. So Cartman joins NAMBLA, which is the North American Marlon Brando Love Association, right? But there's an actual charity called NAMBLA.
Yeah.
It's not a lie. North American Man Boy Love Association.
Yeah.
If you bring up the Wikipedia, it's insane. The B's big and the little one's little, so it looks like it's hugging a little kid. and it basically, they basically campaign to say pedos should be allowed to be with kids.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he thinks he's joined the NAMBLA Marlon Brando Love Association. He goes on and like instantly opens up the chat, like Hung Daddy 69 messages him. He's like, and he goes, wow, they're so nice. Marlon Brando fans are the best. It's one of the funniest South Park episodes.
Well,
But I thought it was a joke, but NAMBLA actually exists, and they were part of. Here's the thing, right? With all the LGBTQ+, right? It kind of goes under the radar, and they're bringing it back now. But they were part of the Stonewall riots to get that, and throughout the 80s, there was something called the Pedophile Exchange Network, which was like a legitimate thing.
This is the thing. Labour Party people. Who was it? Margaret. I can't remember who the fuck. But I know that. I can't remember the fucking names.
We give you the facts on this podcast. Yeah?
Man, no, but like there were Labour Party members who were
part of the Pedophile Exchange Network.
Yeah, promoting, because it was seen as the next wave of sort of the relaxation of sexual rights. They were going to make it because the whole like child transitioning thing plays into it, because like you say, if they're saying a child can
the child can make a decision to change their sex, then why can't they consent to having sex with an adult?
So they can consent to puberty blockers, they can consent to surgery, they can consent to hormone treatment like before they've reached puberty. So they're saying, like, number one, they're saying, well, they can consent to this, pretty substantial sexualized stuff. So the implication is they can consent to sex. The other thing is, man, by giving them puberty blockers, they're freezing them as a child until they reach the legal age for sex.
I did a bit of work with this guy years and years ago.
Really?
I think it's him.
He was.
I think he's the one who's been.
He's the guy who exposed Jimmy Savile. Like we had like some under 18 parties for like kids.
Right.
And he was like our consultant to make sure everything was all safe and secure and all
Right,
that
yeah.
sort of shit. And he's basically got he's an ex-policeman and he's a bit of he kind of wants to be on TV a lot.
Yeah.
So there's a bit element of that, a bit like Ollie Crease.
I'm on tonight, 11 p.m.
But he exposed Jimmy Savile, and he says that there's someone else who's out there at the moment who is just a bang on nonce, and no one is
Who do you think it is?
CPS is not.
Did he give any hint as to who? Because we can speculate on this.
Should we call him?
Yeah, let's
I
call
might
him now.
have his number.
Oh, go on, call him. If you've got his number, say, hey, who's the nonce?
And this is how we break the new paedophile story.
Imagine we break the news on Free Speech Podcast about the biggest nonce in the UK.
Who could it be? What if it's one of us?
Well, I don't think we're that big.
I don't know if I've still got his number.
You don't think you're that prolific?
No, not when it comes to nonsense.
Mark Thomas.
Maybe, who do you think is the biggest underground nonce?
The biggest underground nonce.
Actually, if you're watching this or listening to this, let us know who you think the biggest underground
Yeah,
nonce
and
is
if you are a nonce,
in
and
the
if you are a
comments.
prolific celebrity nonce, why don't you write in? We'll send you some gash bombs if you tell us that you're a massive nonce.
We're like the laziest paedophile hunters in the world.
Yeah,
Well, we
won't-
set the trap.
we'll turn up outside the Aldi to get you, but we'll be 3 hours late.
We're playing hard to get. It's like treat me, keep him keen.
I love those pedo hunter videos. They're so
the
funny.
American ones are so shit. I saw an American one.
Yeah, they're
And
really
they just let
fucking
him walk off.
Yeah, they're really fucking like light touch, like and the police turn up and the police like arrest the pedo hunters and stuff, and it's like in Britain.
I mean, the
oh,
pedo
my-
hunters sometimes do. They look questionable.
But the American ones aren't even like, they're not. The British ones, fucking hell, it's like the Azov battalion coming after you. It's fucking amazing.
Proud
Oh
to be
my God.
British when
Oh,
I
it
see
makes-
our non.
Yeah.
Britain's got the best plugs, best crisps, and best nonce hunters in the
And
world.
we used to have the best hooligans, but for some reason we decided
the
to stop all
Russians.
that.
The Russians have fucked us.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
really?
Russian state trains their hooligans because it's like a proxy war. It's like a soft war. You know how they try and undermine
that Miami hooligan?
Russia tries to undermine the West through.
not Russia again.
No, listen. Russia tries to undermine the West through cyber attacks, through all kinds of things. Twitter bots interfering in elections and all that. Another way they try
bombing
and
their own
undermine.
Nord Stream.
Another way they try and undermine the West is through training their football hooligans. So when they come to Europe, they can totally fucking just destroy the fat mugs that we've got left.
I don't think
all
I
our
don't
best
think- I don't-
hooligans are in jail.
I don't think that's the Russian. I think that the Russian hooligans are kind of a bit more of an embarrassment to
No,
You know
no,
what?
they
I
are.
wonder
They're,
if they-
they're
I
trained.
wonder- I wonder
they're,
what-
they're actually
trained,
they're
but
actually trained by
they're
the
not
state.
trained by the state.
I
They
wonder.
are.
I
They're
wonder.
trained by the state. It's documented. They are trained.
Well,
Russian
I
hooligans.
am too lazy to look into this, so fine, they are trained by.
But I wonder if
trained by
there'd
the
be any
state.
hooliganism at Qatar in just under a month's time. Is the World Cup?
no,
You don't think so?
no,
Gay sex?
no.
They should have designated bumming zones.
Yeah.
Can you stop, man? You get this video.
What? It's
If you say stuff like that, because that's
if you go to World Cup in the Middle East, there should be a place where you can have the community can be themselves and enjoy the World
but
Cup.
you can't say that word.
What word?
Zone.
No, you can't say the word he said before.
Designated.
No, you can't say the word in between those
Bumming?
words. Yeah,
Why?
because somebody will report it as being
What is
problematic.
wrong
or
with
whatever.
saying bumming?
Yeah, what's the matter with saying bumming?
Because it's
All right,
like a
designated anal zones then. Is
yeah,
that
they're anal zones.
Leo's been on Ofcom too much. He can't
No, this
say
is not.
so-
This is YouTube. YouTube are even tighter than Ofcom.
Are they? Oh yeah, shit,
Probably.
maybe they're
Yeah,
banned us
idea.
from
You get
YouTube.
bummed a bit more.
What else was on the list of stuff to talk about?
But we haven't this. So
Oh,
this
we haven't-
pedophile group, it's mad. So the organization argues. It basically advocates for the destigmatization of pedophiles. Because if there's one group we should destigmatize,
that marginalized group.
yeah, child rapists. You know what I mean? So they say they admit that destigmatization would empower those who are sexually attracted to children, but they think it would mean that they'd seek support and therapy. So they think it would instead of people keeping it a secret, they'd seek support and therapy. I don't know how, but
You could probably seek support and therapy now, can't you? Or
yeah, you can probably just why? I think if you're a pedophile and you want to be some sort of chemical castration, just say I think I'm trans, give me the hormones to, because those hormones reduce remove your libido. They're actually
Not
the same.
unless if it's testosterone.
No, but like obviously, if, most pedophiles are men. You know what I mean? Because men are inherently more evil than women. I think you can sort of. Actually, that'll probably get us taken. That's gender-based
You're being
discrimination.
misandrist there.
I'm being misandrist, but I think we all know that. Anyway, most pedophiles also like it's more. A man doing something sexual is more like, what's a woman going to do? Like rub her fanny on you? It's not the same. It's not.
You know what? In a way, you feel the thing about pedos is this. Is you can't really help what you're attracted to, right? But you can help if you act upon it.
You could watch less manga porn.
Yeah, to be fair, they don't help themselves watching hentai.
No, I mean you could watch less manga
I don't
porn.
watch manga porn. I watch big titty porn.
You watch big titty porn.
Porg. I like porg.
What's porg?
Fat ass white girls.
What is it? Oh, PH fat.
Yeah, PAWG. Mooch, what kind of porn do you like?
That's parg.
I like amateur porn. I like it
Park.
not too.
Mooch likes ugly women because it's realistic for him.
Yeah,
Attainable.
there's probably an element of that for sure.
Actually, that's why some of the biggest ones are kind of not that fit.
Yeah.
What porn do you like, Leo?
Redhead.
Double.
Stuff like my wife.
Did you say redhead gangbang?
Yeah.
Okay. Poor Miss.
Kira Wilde, if we're being specific.
Kira what?
Who's your favourite porn star, Mooch?
I don't know. They're not really household names because they live in a household.
And mum walks in on them.
Just like,
Yeah.
oh,
Get her involved.
Vicky.
Popular in the
Did I
neighborhood.
tell you we saw a dinner lady on a porno?
No way!
Did I not tell you this story?
What, like a dinner lady you knew?
Yes.
We know
From your
a
school?
comedian who's a porn star.
Oh, yeah. But tell us the dinner lady
So-
first.
I was at a boarding school.
Yeah.
So like we would hoard. This is in the 90s. So we would hoard the porn. All fucking students from everywhere, Germany, fucking America, and all that would come back, and we'd have like VHSs of porns. And you remember you used to get like porn mags, and there would be a free video on the front.
No.
And it'd be you used to. And
Really?
yeah.
Bloody hell, man.
I've never seen-
You and Francis were deep in the porn game, man.
Yeah, mate,
This
when
must
you're
have been a
locked up-
thick porn mag.
Yeah.
Got a fucking
it'd have
VHS
like
on the front.
It'd have a VHS on the front.
Was it hardcore porn?
Are you sure?
No.
Are you sure you weren't just buying a VHS and it had a magazine attached?
It was both. It was both. I can't believe you've never read a porn mag which had a thing on it.
Listen,
Do you not remember?
Listen, we're not perverts. We only ever came across porn in bushes like normal people.
Yeah. And then I got a job in a petrol station. It was unlimited porn.
There you go. That's where it was all out. Anyway, so we had one of these tapes and we watched it, and it was Reader's Wives, and it was from the same town as us. Like, just came up.
Yeah.
Crowthorne.
Where was your town?
Crowthorne.
Where's that?
It's somewhere near Reading, Berkshire sort of way.
Right.
And then it came up, Jackie. Bang.
At least you're keeping
Use
her
the real
identity
name.
anonymous.
She kept her real fucking name in.
Man, that is dumb.
And then Jackie came up, and it was just a video of her in her garden, butt naked. And the next day, Jackie was a celebrity, and everyone was like, "Jackie,
Was she doing
Jackie!"
anything?
Did she know?
No, I don't know. She was so.
Did she get in trouble?
No.
Was she
Right,
fit?
good.
No.
Good.
No. She was.
What
not.
was she doing in the video? Just
She was
naked?
butt naked in a back thing, and I think she was playing with her tits. It's not hardcore, but it was kind of.
And ever since that day, Mooch has loved amateur porn.
My wife
And-
is called
and school
Jackie.
dinners.
My wife is called Jackie
And
now.
school-
I don't
and-
know if that's a thing.
No, Leo made a funnier joke, but we missed it. He said, and school dinners. It's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah,
You've ruined it now. And your wife is called Jackie.
Can I have more custard, please, Jackie?
Oh, do you want more
No,
custard,
so
Jackie?
we watched
Over
this
your
video.
face
We watched this
means
video
sperm.
religiously.
What, in a church?
No. Just
With a
like, we were
priest
like,
helping
oh
you?
my god, I can't believe. And there's a fly that flies under Jackie's tit, but never comes out.
What?
Like, so we're just like,
That's like a South Park thing.
yeah, it just kind of just flies under her tit. And then for the rest of the 3-minute video, it doesn't come out. It's like, where's that fly gone?
Does it come out again?
No.
Is it still there now?
Maybe it is. We all were just like, Jackie, is your tit buzzing?
That's quite funny. So
Did she ever find out?
No.
Right.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But we weren't. Well, certainly the people who I was with, we would just go, Jackie,
Yeah.
and she maybe knew something was up because
She knew.
one week she was just a dinner lady, and the other week she was a celebrity.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone would have ever said anything.
Yeah, good.
My,
shit.
My friend Louis, who you know,
I just pinged the thing.
he was the first person to find out about turfs. He sent He used to find these like mad, like, he would like found best girl. He found this mad like porn bloopers website, and it was
What's that
one
got to do with
porn,
TERFs?
Well, because he found out about TERFs before anyone knew
Is
about
he
it.
into TERF porn?
No,
Just angry.
Louis, my friend Louis in 2013 sent me a thing about TERFs,
Yeah.
and it was saying, oh, if women won't suck my dick, then they're TERFs, and
yeah,
this is
yeah.
insane. And then came to
And now it's Labour Party policy.
yeah, but then he used to send me this porn blooper website, and in one porn blooper there's a woman, and she's like spreading her ass cheeks, and a maggot comes out of her ass.
What?
Like, but she doesn't know it, or a worm, not a maggot, like a little worm comes out of her ass in the porn video.
Is it filmed in like?
That's
No, it's
bestiality.
filmed properly. No, but she doesn't know. It's like an actual, she's like spreading her ass cheeks and a worm falls out. She doesn't even know. It's insane. It's disgusting.
Have you
And
still got it
No.
for the Patreon?
It will be on the, it's still out there somewhere.
On the internet?
Yeah.
A worm? Like what? What's a worm?
Like a little white maggot worm looking thing.
Right.
And then it was this porn film, and they're like, rosebudding. Do you know what rosebudding?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's horrible.
It sounds lovely.
Oh yeah, some of the stuff in porn is just hot. You've got to go through so much porn to find anything that's remotely like alluring.
I'm going to go on a porn ban.
What does that mean?
That means I'm not going to watch porn.
Is this No Nut November?
Well, no, I was just not going to watch porn.
That's what Nut November
What's
is.
the longest you've ever gone without watching porn and or
Probably the first 7 years.
relieving yourself? Well, since you've been able to ejaculate.
I have no idea,
I
man.
don't know.
I did it once for like 40 days. I stayed at my friend's house in Spain, and they put me up. And I thought it'd be disrespectful to masturbate in
You
their
stayed
house.
in the house for 40 days. What are you?
Basically,
Jesus?
I was 8. Yeah, I was 18. I was 18, and I went to go and live in Madrid for a bit, and then I didn't realize about how hostels worked because I was so young and naive, a young naive little twink, and the hostels were all taken up. So I called my friend who I hadn't spoken to since school. Like, listen, I'm homeless, and his mum took one look at me and went, "Oh fuck me, you better stay at our house. Or you're gonna get fucking just abused on the street.
You're gonna get rosebudded.
Yeah, you're gonna get rosebudded." So they let me stay there, and I felt bad. I thought I can't
masturbate in every room of the house.
I can't
like
masturbate in that.
Instantly
That's
normally
respect.
do.
That's respect to their house and their culture. Hello, Javier.
And what happened?
Well, nothing. And then on the 41 day,
I had a
a
wank.
wet dream.
Really?
No, yeah. And it felt like you know, sometimes you're having like a porn dream, and it's like you're not touching his ass. This felt like I'm touching. It was good.
So 40 days and 40 nights, and then the 41st.
41st, I came a river, baby.
Yeah, Moses.
Biblical.
What else is on the thing other than my porn shame? Oh, Kanye West is a massive racist now because he wore a White Lives Matter shirt.
With Candace Owens. He was on with Candace Owens, who's
So
like
who's he racist to?
Well, because he wore a shirt that says White Lives Matter, and this offended a lot of people who
that is
This offended a lot of white people.
offended a lot of white people who think that white lives don't matter.
Well, they do think white lives matter, but they like to say they don't matter because they know they matter. So by saying they don't matter, then people won't call them out as racist, which is what they're desperately trying to hide, that they are actually intrinsically racist.
Can somebody just explain to me why it's racist to say all lives matter or white lives matter? I mean, I'd have thought all lives matter is the least racist thing you could say.
Well, okay, so I'll answer this truthfully, right? So Black Lives Matter came out, and the thing is, it's been co-opted.
Yeah.
This is the thing. What was so smart about it is when it first came out, Black Lives Matter. If you said that to anyone, 99% normal people though, obviously, fuck yeah, of course, right?
Yeah.
And I was speaking to Constantine, and he goes, it's a political organization. I was like, what? It's like saying, so it's like me going outside, the sky is blue. Everyone's going,
Can't argue with it.
Yeah, you guys, the sky is blue, right? So everyone agreed, but we didn't know that, oh, wait, Black Lives Matter. Actually, no, it's not just a phrase. It's not a feeling. It's not a thing. It's a fucking organization, and it's raising money and whatever, right? So then people are like, well,
that money.
Yeah, so people are like, well, buying mansions. Yeah. So all lives matter. When it was in respect to Black Lives Matter, they were saying, oh, well, that's everyone matters. Even though at that time we're saying, oh, because Black lives get killed, but it was kind of like a fire burn back at Black Lives Matter. So that was a bit. Some of it was fueled by racism. It was. You got to be honest with that. When they were all lives saying all lives don't matter, they were saying that deliberately to be provocative towards black people.
Yeah.
When they were saying Black Lives Matter. But now it's a different thing. So now Black Lives Matter doesn't mean what Black Lives Matter anymore. Black Lives Matter now is a political statement. Whereas before it was like, if you'd have told me before Black Lives Matter, it would have been like, oh yeah, obviously you're mad. Now it's
Black Lives Matter is an organization. It's a neo-Marxist organization that basically it pushes critical race theory, which is an inherently racist theory in itself. So, this thing, it says that only white people can be racist.
Well, this is
so
funny, we've got a point about
They
it.
say they're anti-racist, but they say that only white people can be racist.
Yeah,
so they're anti-white.
But yeah,
if only white people can be racist, when you say you're anti-racist, you're being anti-white.
But riddle me this. How is Kanye West now racist then?
Exactly, and this is the thing. People are like, "Oh, he's got mental health issues." It's my dude. Anybody says anything against?
I mean,
sort
I
of
think
accepted,
he does have mental health issues.
Anybody
but
says anything against Candace Owens doesn't. And if anybody says anything against the accepted mainstream sort of narrative, then it's like, "Oh, you've got mental health issues." It's like, no, you're just saying something that a lot of people think, but you feel empowered to say it,
to
to
discredit
say it openly.
what they may be like projecting.
And Black Lives Matter as an organization, man, I love Black Lives Matter, the organization, like what they did. So, every 14-year-old teenage white girl in the world was like, oh, I've got to donate to I've got to give some of my dad's money to Black Lives Matter. And they donate all this money to Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter, oh, thanks very much. And they get millions, like tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars. And they're like, oh, well, let's just buy stuff for ourselves with it. Like I'll buy a property portfolio. I'll give some to my baby daddy. I'll give some to my brother and stuff. And yeah, but we're openly like money leeching scumbags.
But
we're not saying we're going to give it to the
weird.
dogs home.
White Lives Matter is, according to the Anti-Defamation League, is a hate speech term.
But how can it be a hate speech term? It's literally just saying that white people matter.
White Lives Matter is a white supremacist phrase.
But what does even white supremacist mean anymore?
This is the thing, right? Here's the thing. It's because Black Lives Matter as an organization, I agree with you, right? But when it first came out, no one knew it was an organization. That's what's so kind of.
Thought it was a kind of a movement against police brutality.
Yeah, so no one knew Black Lives Matter was like a.
What's wrong with police brutality?
Well, when it's police brutality is wrong no matter who it happens to, but it's disproportionately happening towards black people. And I know that more white people are a victim of it, but proportionally, it's not.
Anyway, the whole point is, so White Lives Matter was a reply to that. But now, again, White Lives Matter now doesn't kind of mean what it meant then, I think. And that, all Lives Matter doesn't. I actually think All Lives Matter is right, but is like, everyone matters, right?
Yeah.
What can Indian lives matter, Chinese lives matter, Iranian lives matter the most?
Yeah, and I think as soon as you move away from the sort of just Enlightenment values of equality, everybody being equal and everybody, nobody being elevated above other people. As soon as you elevate people, because equity, no, it's the opposite of communism. It's the opposite, like this idea of equity. So everybody has to be equal. This idea of equity. Just fucking listen. This idea of equity means that, so equality is a great idea. Everybody gets equal rights, equal opportunities. It's a great idea. Equity says that, 50% of submarine drivers have to be women, and an equal number of RAF pilots have to be. Ghanaian lesbians and all this sort of bullshit, which is nonsense. Just whoever wants to do the thing and whoever's best at it. Not all.
There's different industries where there's bigger like PR.
Yeah, exactly, more women.
Yeah,
and
nursing,
sewage working, more men, because women don't want to get that shit under their fingernails.
Workers.
More men. You do get some women, and it's important that we don't put barriers there to women being able to work there. But at the end of the day, it's stupid to try and demand that 50% are women.
More women play women's football than men.
For now,
exactly.
For now,
and it's not as good. But yeah, so this push towards equity is actually a dangerous thing that totally breaks down the Enlightenment values of equality.
It kind of just negates the fact that some people, on the whole, generally, the sexes have different interests.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a social thing, or maybe it's a biological thing. But let's be honest, they generally do have, and there's outliers on both sides, different interests.
Yeah.
And it's you can see that across many different cultures.
I think women aren't watching rosebud porn.
Well, actually, women watch pretty crazy porn. Is
they?
my
A lot
experience.
more graphic.
BDSM
Oh, do they?
and like a lot more sort of crazy sort of
Well,
abduction.
I think there's
brutal.
There's definitely a faction who do that, and there's probably a faction who, I don't know.
well, the women that
What, the woman who super punch you in Adelaide?
yes, like my ex-girlfriend, she flew out to Australia to see me, and
But
she-
just before you start the story, this is the difference between men and women. Because if this happened the other way around, they'd be in prison. But this happened, tell the story.
yeah, you could have made that point after I told the story. It
yeah,
made more
sorry.
sense. But yeah, so I was over in Adelaide doing the over in Australia doing the festivals, and she flew out to Adelaide to see me, and she thought I was cheating on her. Like a lucky guess, but she punched me in the face in the middle of the venue, like in front of like all the promoters and
A
all that sort of
Superman
stuff.
punch because she's obviously smaller, so she had to jump up and fly and punch him.
She wasn't that smart. She was like 5'11"
Yeah,
or
but she still
something.
had to jump up and fucking fly. To
Oh yeah,
punch
big
him.
over the thing punch.
And then everyone just stood there and laughed at Leo.
Yeah. You know what triggered it? Because I went to the toilet and I was coming out, and the men's and the women's toilets were right next to each other. And just as I came out the men's, this girl came out the women's and was like, she'd seen my show, and she was like, "Oh my god, saw your show! Oh, it's so funny!" Blah blah blah. So then I come out of the toilet looking like I've been in there with this girl, and yeah, she just lost it.
Isn't this? But weren't we staying in the hostel above the
Ah yeah,
pissing
yeah.
in the sink?
Yeah, and there was we didn't have a toilet, so we were pissing in the sink. There was like cockroaches running about the floor and
And
stuff.
Leo went, "I've got a nice room for you to stay with me."
Yeah, we lived like fucking tramps, man.
I-
What was wrong
He's
with
still
us?
drinking out of a plastic cup with a dog shit bin liner.
Why did we do that?
Because it was free.
Oh yeah, but
I'll
I
do
mean-
it again. I'll do it again tomorrow.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was actually really good fun, and I'm including getting punched in the face in that. That was a fun experience.
The Australian festivals.
Yeah.
What were we talking about before we talk about redhead porn? And what were we talking
Why lives matter, all lives matter.
Yes,
Oh, yeah, that
So I
thing.
mean, I think it was a White Lives Matter and All Lives Matter came as a thing to the holistic phrase Black Lives Matter, and it was racist. Some of it was well intentioned, but I think there was a racist drive because at the time no one knew it was a political thing.
But
That's why.
also, man, if you break down that idea of equality, everybody being treated equally, and you say, "Oh, just Black Lives Matter," and you're not allowed to say "All Lives Matter," not allowed to.
yeah.
But like, if you just say that, some people are going to feel aggrieved that are whatever Japanese, Hispanic, white, mostly white. They're going to feel.
Let's be honest, all
They're gonna,
white.
yeah, they're going to feel aggrieved, and it's going to play into those feelings of sort of
You know what?
replacement
But
and
you know
things like
why
that.
they feel aggrieved now? It's not. I don't think they're aggrieved at the sentiment Black Lives Matter. They're aggrieved that they can see there's a whole kind of machine behind it that is exploiting it. One, to buy mansions, to buy this.
Yeah.
Whereas your average, like you said, this little girl, she's spending her dad's money. She actually truly believes that, right?
Yeah.
But she doesn't know that she's now being manipulated as part of a machine, and this is a corporate message. And some people is racist, but some people's pushing back against that whole machine. Like, well, fuck it, everyone matters.
Yeah.
It's a. I think that's what it is. That's the way I view it.
And also the impact that Black Lives Matter had, that whole movement was actually bad for black people, as well as like being really divisive and sort of focusing on
Well,
the ideal
we got rid of some
identitarian.
statues,
No, but
like,
man,
and that makes a big difference.
the real
mostly
impact
peacefully
of
as
it,
well.
the real impact of it was more black people died. There's more crime, and black people are more likely to be the victims of violent crime, as well as the victims of police brutality.
But that's why Black Lives Matter. Well, that's the whole point of
Yeah,
it.
but the Black Lives Matter, so defund the police and everything. So the police stopped. Like,
But again, that's
the
another
police
thing.
stepped back, and when the police stepped back, more black people were getting killed.
So this is
murders, violent crime spiked.
But this
It's
is
still incredibly high.
This is another
and
thing.
what
where-
you're saying is that the reason why they spiked was amongst poorer populations and people, and those happen to be people of color or black people. and those were the victims of it more.
I didn't say anything about poorer people, but the police...
Or in areas that were not as...
The police step back. You know, there's this whole defund the police. The police, you know, were told, oh, don't get involved. Don't restrain, don't apprehend black people and stuff. And also the police were becoming liable, they were becoming targets from criminals and also from society as well. So they stopped getting involved as much. They did step back, and then violent crime rocketed. And also, it was legitimized. All the rioting and looting, that was all celebrated in the left wing media.
But defund the police was another thing where they used wording to trick and confuse general populace. Because when I heard defund the police, I was like, fuck yeah, man. The American police shouldn't be going around with armored tanks and fucking SWAT teams and guns, right? You think just fucking you get one little gun and you're in a car, right? That's what you think. You think that they're taking away the tanks, they're taking away the AK-47s.
I think they should all have a tank.
Well, whatever. But what actually they meant is the police get nothing. If you say defund the police, or if you say no police,
and also
everyone will be against what? No police. You mad?
Yeah, they want no police. Yeah. They're like, oh, community policing.
Exactly.
And then
they don't say that. They say defund, and
then Kyle Rittenhouse comes along. They're like, oh no, communities can police themselves. Kyle Rittenhouse comes along. Part of genuinely invited, they invited militias in to protect businesses. The militias were there with the consent of the community to protect businesses, and he protected businesses and shot like a paedophile and a criminal and all the rest of it.
Both white.
Both white. He did shoot white people.
Both
to be
white.
Fair.
Both.
And actually, one of the guys he shot in the video says the N-word. So did he deserve it?
Well, racist
maybe.
and a nonce.
They were
He's racist and a nonce. And
one of them was a fucking convicted child rapist.
He was quote saying, "Shoot me, N-word, shoot," and even I knew that was racist.
Yeah, totally.
I say bumming.
Did Carl see him, or did you just assume?
And so Kyle does this community policing that
Kyle's got a really fit girlfriend now.
Defund the police. We'll get community policing. That's what your community policing is going to look like. It's not going to be.
No, it could look like the utopia that happened in Seattle.
What was it called? That autonomous zone.
Yeah.
Listen,
like that worked out great.
It tricked. The whole thing is, if you say no police, everyone will be like no. If you say defund the police, everyone, oh yeah, maybe they should be, and we put the rest of the money into it. So they tricked it, and the same with Black Lives Matter. It was co-opted from what it meant, the pure spirit. But apparently, I've seen a video of him with his girlfriend. She's fit.
Yeah,
she's obviously only after him for his money. He's famous.
That's the new one.
Yeah,
the old one is not fit.
What has he? Now that he's a millionaire.
Can we see both of Kyle Rittenhouse's girlfriends to judge them?
Let's see if me and Leo can guess.
No, this is the victim's girlfriend.
Let's see
the victim's girlfriend.
Well,
is she 5 years old? Oh my God!
She's wearing the glasses.
Put her up again. Put her on the screen
and then
again.
Kyle's.
I wonder what she sees. She's like Louis.
Kyle's.
It could just be the same lassie with lots of makeup.
Kyle's victims.
Yeah. So yeah.
If she had red hair, it would do it for Leo.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting in
a
blonde?
gangbang situation. But yeah, we should do the Patreon episode.
Wait. What else did we say we're going to talk about in the thing before we do the last topic?
Well, because you got to go to.
I've got to go pick up my car.
Yeah.
So let's.
Oh wait, women are charging men for failed relations.
We'll do that in the Patreon.
We're doing it in the. Listen, if you listen to our Patreon, we're gonna say whoever that comedian Mooch wouldn't tell us about. We're gonna talk about women charging men to go on a date. It's not prostitution, but it sounds like it is. And and subscribe.
We're gonna rate people's girlfriends.
Yeah, we're gonna rate all the murder victims of Kyle Rittenhouse's girlfriend.
I remember what's his name, Chris Evans got in trouble for doing that on. He compared his ex-girlfriends to his producer's ex-girlfriends.
Oh, let's do that.
His were fitter.
Oh, should we do that?
Yeah, but
we're gonna do that on the Patreon.
Yeah, we'll compare each other's ex-girlfriends.
We can't compare. This is a recipe for disaster.
No, my missus doesn't subscribe to Patreon.
Yeah, my missus doesn't listen to my shit either. She doesn't even know it. She doesn't even know I'm a comedian.
Neither do we.
Fuck
you.
All right, cool. That's the pod this week. Thank you very much for listening. We're going to put more effort in.
Yeah, we're putting more effort in, so please like and subscribe.
I thought we were already putting more effort in.
Yeah, we are putting more effort in.
All right.
But we're saying
going to put more.
Even more effort.
Even more?
Even more.
All right.
Yeah. And Nico might even turn up.
It may even be in one episode.
That's the kind of effort that we're willing to put into
No. To be fair, Nico's got some shit going on, so
Yeah.
can't wait for you to be back, Nico.
Yeah.
Hope the belly is all right and hope everything's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.